We're here live in the Quinnipiac press room with a very special guest for tonight's Quinnipiac versus RPI action at the Frank Perotti Jr. Arena, alongside ESPN's own John Buccigross. John, what brought you here to Quinnipiac tonight?
I just love getting around to different rinks around New England. It's a great place to live. So many college rinks, even NHL rinks. You know, I'm an hour and a half from Boston, a couple hours from New York City. But, you know, collegiately, I can just go to Yale and UConn and of course here in Quinnipiac, UMass, go up to Boston, check out all the schools out there. So I just like, whenever I'm not doing Sports Center over the weekend, if I can get to a game, get to a rink and see some of these players in person, get an idea of how they look, then, you know, it's part of my preparation. This will be my 8th year doing the Frozen Four, the play-by-play. So I really took it seriously when I first got the assignment. I want to give the players and programs and sport the proper respect it deserves. So not only do I enjoy coming to the games and just go to a hockey game, I feel like it's part of my homework to learn about these schools.
Yeah, so you've been around this team before. They've been in the Frozen Four a couple of times. What do you think has helped make Quinnipiac so successful of a program over the years?
Well, the coach, Ram Pecknold, had a vision. He's got a set of standards. He sticks to them. And any successful organization, you have to have that. You know, you set your standards and you stick to them. It's that simple. And, yeah, my very first Frozen Four I did for ESPN was in Pittsburgh, and that was Quinnipiac and Yale in the final. So Quinnipiac will always be a special place in my heart because of that. You know, and, of course, I called them again in their second championship game against North Dakota in Tampa. So, yeah, they've been a part of my, you know, this has been a great stage of my career, of my life, doing college hockey, doing the Frozen Four for 7 years, and Quinnipiac, whether it be a couple of the regionals or certainly the Frozen Fours, they've been right along with me. So, you know, when I look back, when I'm 90 years old on the front porch, thinking about my life and thinking about the great broadcasting memories that I had, Quinnipiac will always be a part of it because they were a part of this Frozen Four experience, which has been at the top of the list for me.
This season's gone a little bit differently for Quinnipiac so far. Just a game over 500, a bit of a slow start, but tonight they've been good. So what do you think maybe is the difference this team needs to get going this season?
Just being sharp. You know, play fast, play sharp, and have some tenacity. You know, that's what the Jones brothers brought. They brought that tenacity and, you know, playing every shift like your last. And sometimes I go to a lot of these college hockey games, and I'm just surprised more players just don't try to seize every shift and play with just that desperation, that life or death. We know it's not life or death, but you really have to play life or death. You know, broadcasting is not life or death, but you have to treat it as life or death. You know, it's your job, or it's what makes you happy. And so I'm just surprised more players just aren't out there really imposing their will and personality on the game. And certainly we see that against RPI. Sharp passes, play fast, you know, try to be a half a step in front of the other guy with your mind and your feet. And that's Quinnipiac hockey. So hopefully they can build on that. And like you said, you can't get far behind here. The conference is very strong. Cornell, Clarkson, you know, they're up there. And so you don't want to fall too far behind. And so maybe this will be a good weekend for them to get going.
And Quinnipiac's been a very important part of the local Connecticut community when it comes to hockey. You know, ever since the pro team left, but college hockey is a big part of it. You know, what's it meant maybe for Quinnipiac, maybe you know, to this Connecticut area? You know, with all these great four schools going at it right now, and you know, what have they meant maybe for the state of Connecticut when it comes to hockey?
Yeah, I think it's a great state for hockey. You know, my boys both played as kids up through high school. They're done now after college, and one in college. So you know, that whole experience of, you know, first covering the NHL at ESPN, and then my boys are playing youth hockey, and then we lose the NHL, ESPN did, but then I start doing college hockey, and I start taking my boys to games like tonight. I miss doing that. They used to tag along with me to these games when I go to different college hockey games. And so, yeah, so I always say whether it's youth hockey, whether it's college hockey, prep school hockey, this is a great state to be a hockey fan. And yeah, like you said, you have 4 Division I. There's only 60 programs in the country, Division I. There's 4 in Connecticut. And so, you know, the tournament in the future is going to be fun to see those 4 schools come together and play. And so, yeah, Quinnipiac is certainly, in a lot of ways, it's kind of the crowning jewel. It's a school on the hill, literally and figuratively. With their success this decade, one of the best programs in the entire country this decade is Quinnipiac. If you had a top 5 programs, certainly top 10 program for sure, they're in it, and maybe even top 5 with their success. So, yeah, this is a beacon on the hill, beacon on the hockey hill of Connecticut, and it's a great state to be a hockey fan.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming to the game tonight, John, and hopefully maybe we'll get to see you down the line at the Frozen Four moving forward, right?
That'd be nice. Detroit this year, great arena, Little Caesars, pizza.
Pizza, pizza. We'll see. Hopefully, we see John again. And that's been the Q30 Intermission Report with ESPN's John Buccigross.